Have you ever heard the saying, there's no dignified way to fight with a pig? Well, Jesus talked that way about pigs too. Jesus said, don't throw pearls to pigs. Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. We're here at Ironworks Coffee in downtown Weatherford. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest, the Jesus way. Today's Jesus said comes from Matthew 7:6. So let's start there in the New Living Translation. Jesus said, don't waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs. They will trample the pearls, then turn and attack you. This is a very interesting saying, and it would have meant a lot to the people that Jesus was talking to. But for us to understand this in our modern life, let's get some context here from the same chapter, because this was part of a series of teachings that Jesus was giving. Matthew 7:1 and 2, he said, do not judge so that you will not be judged. For by the standard you judge, you will be judged, and the measure you use will be the measure you receive. So the first point here is that not throwing your pearls to pigs is not about calling people pigs. It's not about judging others. It's not about considering others dogs and pigs. It's about fighting the right battles with the right heart, not fighting the wrong battle that isn't really helpful to anyone. Another translation of Matthew 7:6, the NET says, do not give what is holy to dogs or throw your pearls before pigs. Otherwise, they will trample them under their feet and turn around and tear you to pieces. Jesus used the analogy of a very brutal response to something good. I mean, pearls were a good thing, pearls of wisdom. But trying to help people the wrong way doesn't really help them, and it can hurt you if they turn and trample you. Now, the listeners of this day would have been very familiar with some proverbs about dogs and pigs. One of those proverbs from Proverbs 26:11 and 12 says, and I know this is kind of gross in the morning, but it says, as a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. There is more hope for fools than for people who think they are wise. And this concept is so important that it was also quoted by the Apostle Peter in 2 Peter 2:22. He says that they prove the truth of this proverb, a dog returns to its vomit. And another that says a washed pig returns to the mud. We have a saying in our culture, about not putting lipstick on a pig. It still remains a pig. Lipstick isn't for pigs. There's no dignified way to fight with a pig. You just get muddy yourself. Now, judgment doesn't give us a better perspective to prove our point. It just lowers us to the level of those we are judging. The words of Jesus help us rise above judgment, above anger, bitterness, and strife. And when we focus on love, joy, peace, kindness, and mercy, there's no reason to get involved in arguments and name-calling. Don't waste your breath or your typing or your swiping. The peace that Jesus gives us through obedience is sacred and holy. It's a pearl of great price. Hang on to it. Don't treat it with contempt through judgment and condemnation. And don't try to prove your point to someone who can't even understand it. No one was ever argued into the kingdom of God. Truth just gets trampled in the mud of arguments. A few verses later in this same chapter, Jesus gives what we call the golden rule, where he says in Matthew 7:12, do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. This is the essence of all that is taught in the law and the prophets. And then he talks about the way into the kingdom being very narrow and the way being wide that leads to destruction. Don't waste goodness by condemning and judging others, but also Don't cast your good things before those that will just trample on them. Love is the narrow way. It's easy to try to fight fire with fire. Peacemakers put the fire out. Jesus said, don't throw pearls to pigs. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it really means a lot to me. If you like it, if you share it, if you comment, I really appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day. And I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.